Thank you. Hello, everyone. How are you? It's nice to be here. My name is Mick, and I come from Ireland. Thank you. And I live here now, and you're fantastic at making foreign people feel welcome. How do you do that? You just do their accents. Please stop it. Every time you guys try to do an Irish accent, you kind of sound Middle Eastern. It's top of the morning, do you say? But I love living here because there's one thing I notice about American people is you guys have feelings and emotions, boatloads of emotions. In Ireland we have two, depressed and drunk. They're the only... And you tell each other that you love each other all the time. And you actually mean it. You don't even have to be dying. You could just be going for milk. I'm off for milk now. I love you.
That's funny.
Get bread. I love you too. That's confusing to an Irish person. I remember when I was 12 years old, back home, I was on the couch with my father, and we were watching one of your American shows, Family Ties. Do you remember that show? There was a scene where Michael J. Fox's father is giving him a lifelong lesson. I don't know what the lesson was. Something like, you're 13. Why are you wearing a tie? You will never get laid dressed like this. But he looked his son dead in the eyes and he went, I love you, son. And Michael J. Fox looked up at his father and he went, I love you too, Dad. And then they hugged. I didn't know what was going on. I turned to my father. Surely he could explain what was happening in front of my eyes. My dad awkwardly looked at the television, looked at me and he went, gaze. But I have two kids. I own two little American children now, and it's tough to be a parent. I suffer from a thing called nyctophobia. I don't know if you know what that is. It actually means you have a phobia of the dark. The other night I heard a noise downstairs in my kitchen, a big crash. I went into my daughter's room. She's 5 years old. I said, honey, wake up. I think I heard a noise downstairs in the kitchen. Pretty sure it was Santa Claus. Be a good girl, run down and check it out. And then I have my son who just turned 3 years old, was recently diagnosed with some kind of kid thing with letters that you only have here. R2D2 or something, I don't know what it is. But he has a therapist that comes to the house now 3 days a week for an hour each time, and she comes in with a big clipboard and she goes, pretend I'm not here. You do what you have to do, let him do his thing, and I'll just observe. I said, no problem. So I came over to the computer and I was working away, just banging on the keyboard. My son came up behind me, wiggled out of his pants, jumped on the chair behind me, and went to the bathroom on my back. I just turned to the therapist and went, really? Okay, I know you have a master's degree in child psychology, but try this. Okay, over here he may have a problem, but in Ireland, he'd just be an arse. Why are we diagnosed? Forget Ritalin, give him Preparation H. This is ridiculous. But the best thing about having children is, and you know this, is that you don't have to have sex anymore, do you? It's gone. Good luck to it. It's like a Carnival cruise that's left the dock and you're not on it. But my record of a dry spell was 9.5 months. I'll tell you how I broke that streak. It was after my daughter was born. I used to live in an apartment with my wife below my wife's parents' house. Why, America, do you have apartments in basements? It's kind of creepy. You keep family members and loved ones where we wouldn't put leftover Christmas decorations. But But when a child comes into your life, they will unintentionally drive a wedge right down the middle of your marriage because you stop becoming a husband and wife and you're now a parent. My in-laws saw this before we did, so they came down the stairs and said, would you like us to take your daughter for the night while you guys head out? I practically threw the kid at them. I was like, here you go. Everything baby related. Here's the diapers, half the baby monitor. I grabbed my wife and I hit the door. I said, honey, all I want to do is I want to see a movie. I want to sit in a dark room 2.5 hours, shut the world out. I just want to see a movie. Here's what she said to me. True story. She went, why don't we just sneak off to a motel? Because there's terrible movies there. I don't think they even have popcorn. Terrible idea. We went out that night, we saw a very funny movie, we had a romantic meal, we came home that night and we had the sex. Now, folks, you know that night, and I will call it that night because it may only happen to you once in a lifetime. But do you know that night where there's passion, raw animal passion, and you're so caught up with someone?
That helps a lot.
But you're so caught up in the heat and the animalistic of it all that you say things to each other. Dirty things. You say things so bad and disgusting that if you have any religion in your life at all, you know you've just made the angels cry. You say things so disgusting and degrading that when you wake up the next morning, you can't believe you were the one that said it. Like, oh no, what was I talking about? You can't even make eye contact with each other because you're so ashamed of yourselves. Good morning, honey, how are you? Yeah, not too bad. Would you like some eggs? Not from you. We had that disgusting night. The very next morning, my father-in-law came down the stairs in an extremely bad mood, shoved all the baby stuff into my chest, said, did you have fun last night? I said, yeah, it wasn't too bad. He said, okay, come here, do me a favor. Next time, turn off the baby monitor. Folks, my name is Mick Thomas. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you.